Welcome all. Today we're here not just for a Southern Highlands Australian Plant Society event, but to celebrate the power of community. This event is a testament of what can be achieved through collaboration and mutual support. Our gratitude extends to the local community group WinZero, whose efforts have made today possible. We also acknowledge the council. Our council has been very supportive, and we are still working with them to extend this awareness campaign about what's happening to our trees. The widespread deaths of trees in our shire might seem disastrous, but they also present us with a unique opportunity. We have a challenge here to build a more resilient landscape for our future and for our children's future. To give you some background, the story of how this came about, this event, it started in December 2022. When we were talking, there would have been four members of the community talking to council about street trees. And the subject of all the ghastly deaths that we could see around us of lines and lines of trees in the shire came up. We decided we needed to do a proper scientific investigation of what was going on. We were very lucky that we were in touch with the Department of Primary Industries, and they would just happen to visit here in the Southern Highlands for a call they had. And in that time, they said that they would very kindly do some testing for us on some trees. We were able to give them the coordinates on 4 lines of cypress trees, because the cypress trees seem to be especially badly affected. They got 8 samples, took them back to the lab at MacArthur Agricultural Institute in Menangle, and the results came back. The results for all 8 showed no signs of cypress canker, which we had been thinking might be one of the major causes. They did have some of the species, some bark beetles, some scale, but all 8 of them came back with a group of organisms that cause root rot called Phytophthora. We applied for a grant from the council's community assistance scheme, and we tested soils and rootlets beneath dying trees at 6 widely spaced sites around the shire, at Exeter, at Canyon Lee, Mittagong, Moss Vale and Wirrai. We tested several trees in the cypress complex, including Leylandii, because they seem so greatly affected. But we also tested pines, banksias, eucalypts, and a cedar. When the tests came back, of the 14 samples, 8 tested positive for Phytophthora. And of those 8, 7 were in the cypress trees. 1 was in a dying pine tree. So clearly we do have a problem here, but maybe also we have an opportunity. The speakers who are here today are all experts in their field, and they have a lot to offer us. Each comes from a different perspective, and I think we're going to learn a lot. To that end, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the Chief Scientist and Director of Science, Education and Conservation at the Botanic Gardens, Sydney, Professor Brett Summerell. Brett is a plant pathologist and a fungi expert. He leads a team of world-class plant scientists at the gardens and has been instrumental in the establishment of the Plant Clinic, the Australian Plant Bank, and the National Herbarium of New South Wales. He is a dedicated advocate for plant conservation and has contributed up to 150 journal articles, books, parts of books, and he's helped describe 120 new fungi species. So please, put your hands together for Professor Brett Summerell.